Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 6 here on Cyan Beach hunting for Totodile. The hunt continues. Hopefully, I can get Slumbering Sleep type to actually have a chance of getting a Totodile, but we are going to start off with 5,978 sneaky snacking, a small ingredient ticket for going to bed on time, and 100 sleep points for sleeping quite a bit longer than I should have, to be honest. Woke up quite a bit late today, but that puts us at 4,814 total sleep points. And for our daily lottery, we're going to pick up another small ingredient ticket. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Definitely getting some of those back. Not really super helpful at the moment, since we do have a couple of ingredient magnets picking up some ingredients for us in the background. So let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report, see if we can get the slumbering type, and try to find a Totodile. Session 315, we're looking at 10 hours and 12 minutes of sleep. Sounds about right. Definitely not looking like slumbering, though. 7% dozing, 56% snoozing, and 37% slumbering is pretty bad. But it is a balance type, so there's still a chance. All right, hopefully we're going to get right. Well, no, hopefully. We know we're going to get right at what we want. We're going to get about 33.8 million. It's going to give us our 8 spawns, a lot of 1 stars, so decent potential of getting us Totodile there. A top belly Golduck, that's a weird one. It's also a brand new one, so that's good. All right, so let's see, what else did we get? Looks like no Totodile again. Totodile seems to be very, very rare, just like Cyndaquil. So maybe it's just the Johto starters that are just really hard to find for some reason. But I feel like Chikorita shows up all the time. But I bet you if I was hunting for Chikorita, we would never find one. But we did get a Croagunk, an Ekans, a Caterpie, a Weepinbell, a Diglett, a Jigglypuff, and a Slowpoke. And of course, the atop belly Golduck, which will be nice if I decide to actually use the Golduck on my team for the Suicune event, which I might. With the extra 50% bonus towards the skill triggers, if they do that again, it may actually be really worthwhile, even if we don't have Golduck's main skill at maximum level. Just the sheer number of triggers that are going to happen might actually be worth it. But all right, is anybody hungry? Golduck's hungry. Golduck wants to go home with us. Is there anything else that I even want to try to catch, honestly? I mean, we could use a better Croagunk, I suppose. But everything else... everything else, we have good ones. I mean, I don't want to catch a Weepinbell. I'd rather catch a Bellsprout. Honestly, you know what? Let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and get the Golduck. Go ahead and give me the critical capture, because I know that's going to be my luck. I'm going to get it. Hey, I didn't get it here. That's surprising. Let's just go ahead and take the Golduck home. We'll see how it turns out. It could be perfect. You never know. But yeah, could be a perfect Golduck. We'll just have to see. But for now, as far as the candy, you know what? I think sending out some Psyduck candy is probably going to be the best choice. Probably would help quite a few people getting ready for the Suicune event. 2,000 XP and 3,500 Dream Shards, about 5,500 Dream Shards in total. Not bad. We should have a pretty decent supply of Dream Shards now with how things are going now that I have hit maximum level. But our Golduck is going to be level 20 and quirky. Quirky is neutral, so that could not be super great. We're going to get Cocoa and then Apple. That's a lot of apples for a skill specialist. Very surprised that you get that many. I figured it'd be 1, 2, 3. Huh. All right. Works for me, though. Skill level up S is very good. Inventory up L, also very good for a skill specialist. Helping speed M, very good for a skill specialist. Skill trigger S, also very good. And ingredient finder S. Outside of the nature this is actually a near perfect Golduck. The only thing that would be better, and I don't even know if it's really necessary given Golduck's high base skill trigger rate. I was going to say the only thing that would be better is if skill trigger was at level 25 instead of 75. But honestly, that may not matter. Ingredient Finder S at level 100 is really the only thing about this that is not beneficial. And it's not even a bad thing necessarily. But the nature is very, very not helpful. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't help. I'm actually kind of surprised that the expected skill count rating is this low. Maybe it's, well, no, I suppose that makes sense because it's not comparing it to just a total number per day. It's comparing it to the skill trigger output of all possible Golduck combinations. So that makes sense, I guess. Level 75, we're going to see it jump pretty, yeah, 78. And then level 100, probably not going to do much from there. But let's just see it. Level 55, since that's the current skill cap, 4 times per day, 4.3. So if we get the same bonus where we get 50% extra skill trigger rate on water types, that's going to turn into a 6.45 times per day on average, I think. If I've done my head math correctly. So that's pretty good. 6.45 times, and skill level up S. It's already level 2. We could get it to level 3, and then potentially getting another free level from the event would put it at level 4. So we're looking at probably about an extra 12 to 14,000 per day, and that's before any multipliers are added to it from the event that we could have or from area bonus. So that's pretty substantial. This again, I'm very surprised that it's this low. I thought with this particular combination, I mean, I guess we could have had skill trigger S and M and that would have helped, but just a little surprised. I thought this would be closer to around 80 or so, maybe even 90. But let's see. Let's turn skill trigger S off and let's give it skill trigger M. I don't, you know what? Let me see. I don't think this is going to affect it at all at level 10. So currently at 58, it should still be 58. Yeah. The skill level doesn't actually matter. So this is, it's going pretty much the same. I expect the big difference is going to be right here. Probably going to jump up to about here. Maybe. 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 Come on. Come on. I did goof just a little bit. I should have. Yay, looky there. I was right. 94. So that does make a huge difference. And then at level 75, with that subskill seed investment, we're looking at 5.5 skill triggers per day on average. If we only invest the one at level 75, which of course we're a long way away from that, so that doesn't really matter. At level 55, if we were to, I mean, it's still the same number, 4.3, but we would just be at a higher level, which we already looked at a minute ago. So we don't need to go through all that again. I don't know. This Golduck is pretty interesting. I need to compare it to my Psyduck because the Psyduck is 98, 99, something like that. I'm not going to save this in the box just yet. I'm going to let this calculation finish. Never mind, the calculation is finished. PR 65. So now I can change this back and then I can save it. Skill level up and skill trigger S. Now we can save it. Level 20. There we go. Cool. I'm going to compare that to the other one because I think the other one has a much better... It does have a better rating. The question is, what does it actually amount to whenever we get it used in practice? Skill trigger M to start with is a huge buff. Helping speed, we would need 1 sub-skill seed there, possibly 2 if we get unlucky and it goes to the inventory up first. And then we've got skill level up as the capstone ability at level 100. Very similar, very similar sub-skills, but also a neutral nature. Level 100, we've got the Psyduck loaded in. Let's load it in as a Golduck though. As a Golduck, and let's assume best case scenario, we only need to use 1 sub-skill seed. Level 100. How does this stack up comparatively? Already way better. Yeah, way better already. Having skill trigger early on is what makes all the difference. Another 527 sneaky snacking while we were gone. A couple of candies too. Any new news? I'm gonna let this run in the background while we go ahead and move on. It looks like we have no new news, which to be expected given how much news we had yesterday. And then we've got 44 community reports with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 the doubled up. Very nice. Good odds there. No level ups. That's all right. Our calculation is almost done. Just waiting on level 100, which won't affect it much, but it will be a nice little touch. There's a few ginger in there that we can pick up before we swap out. Actually, you know what? I think collecting just that 1 bear. Oh, only meant to get 1, but ultimately not that big a deal. Decent amount of fiery herbs. Want to try to avoid as many dragon berries as possible because those are pretty strong. Can I get it? Not quite. Those berries were just in the way. All right. Ultimately, though, it is Saturday. Doubt we're gonna get past Master 6 by collecting all this stuff. So really, I suppose I could just stop being careful. We're not gonna get above Master 6. That's not worth collecting though. Unfortunately, no. Oops. Well, picked up those berries by accident. Leeks. That's what I need. That is what I need. Hopefully, there's a few of them. Only 2. It looked like. Nope, 3 of them. I don't think that was enough though. Yeah, our old Psyduck is a PR of 95 as a Golduck. So let's see. Level 55 is what we're really worried about. Yeah, 5.4 already. And all we need is, best case scenario, only 1 sub-skill seed. Not enough leaks for what I need to do. I need 15. So unfortunately, we will not be making the ninja salad today either. I may, just out of funsies, I may go ahead and throw Doug Trio on the team just for a couple hours to pick up those leeks that we need, and then Gengar for the mushrooms, because it doesn't seem like we can rely on Ingredient Magnet to make it happen. So we may do that. And then once they get what we need, then I can swap them back out and make sure we get the XP on the Pokemon that we actually want the XP on. That would be a good call. All right. 2,056 strength. Oh man, we're really cooking now. But yeah, back to this Golduck comparison. As much as I liked that second Golduck, I guess the skills were just not in a great place or a great order to really make it worthwhile. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get rid of it. I forgot just how good this Psyduck actually was. Got very lucky catching this early on. Skill 90. Oh wow, it's been so long, it's actually a different rating. 95 now. Cool. So that's good. The only thing we need to do is invest in it if we're gonna use it. We got plenty of time to invest in it. It's only 40 candy to evolve it. We got plenty of candies too, so not really that worried about it. And since we have this Golduck that we're sending to the professor now, we actually get quite a bit more candies. Cocoa apples. Actually, it's got a slightly better ingredient spread too for the long term, so that works out. Cool. All right, well, there's 7 more Psyduck candy. Nice. Anyway, let's get back to our team management. We are going to swap over to this team real fast. Go ahead and back out. And then now that they are loaded up, we can go back and swap back to our other team. Use this team. And let's see. Blastoise is going to be pretty easy to replace later on because he's right here at the top of the screen. Which of you has the leaks? It's you. And then Eevee also going to be close to the top. Closest, I guess. Gengar, where are you? I need the good Gengar. Yeah, you're the one. Cool. All right, so we'll swap them in on the team. We already have the other ingredients we need to make the Ninja Salad. We'll have the Gengar and the Duck Trio long enough to get the ingredients we need, and then we can make that tomorrow morning. Yeah, all said and done. Been a pretty productive episode. Figured out just how good that the old Psyduck is. Actually better than what I thought it was. Gonna have a pretty decent skill trigger rate if we bring it into the Suicune event. And honestly, hold on, let me pull this back up again. Right here, this 5.404. I didn't even think about it with the bonuses when I was talking about it earlier. With the bonuses, if we get that 50% bonus to water type main skill triggers, then really we're looking at 7. No, it's even higher than that. I think it's 8.1 skill triggers per day. Let me see. Let me get the calculator out on this one. I want to make sure I have this one correct. Let's see. 5.404 times 1.5. Yeah, 8.106 skill triggers per day. So that means if I were to just check it evenly, I'd have to check the game every 4 hours. Right? Did I do that math right? That's hard. Why is that hard? Why am I struggling with 24 divided by 8? Wow. 3 hours, not 4 hours. The hell am I talking about? Anyway, yeah, every 3 hours I would have to check the game if we were to break that up. And of course, can't do that while I'm sleeping. So hopefully most of those skill triggers would happen while I was awake. Unfortunately, that does mean that we would miss some while we sleep, but could be pretty substantial, especially given if we get the 50% boost, or no, sorry. That's not taking into account the area bonus, which would likely be 60% because it's almost certainly going to be on green grass again. And that's if we don't have a 65% bonus by that point. We won't have any skill level ups, but we will get the free one from the evolution. So that would put it at 2. And then 3 if we get the same +1 like we did for the Entei event for water types. Let's see, this is charge strength S with number to number. This one. So at level 3, not a lot, but when you multiply it by 8, it could be a lot. The problem is that gamble. You could get a lot of low rolls, could get a lot of high rolls, but I think that's where having the higher levels, probably main skill level 6 is where it's really a big deal, because then you have that strength floor of 1,000. So maybe we do want to invest a couple of main skill seeds in this if it's something we're going to use long term. But then the question becomes, how often am I going to use it, and am I going to use it often enough to justify main skill seeds invested in a Psyduck? That is the question, because we're looking at a decent amount. Let's see, level 3. What's the median there? Drawing a blank. Drawing a big old blankety blank. 1570, 393. So let's do 400 to 1600 just to get even numbers. So halfway between that is gonna be 1,000. So on average, let's say we get 1,000. Multiply that by 60%, and then multiply that by, let's see, it's 8.1 times, but let's be realistic and say we can only collect 6, because 2 of those are going to be while we're asleep. That's an extra 9,600 per day, only at level 3, and that's if we don't invest any main skill seeds into it. But something to look at. I don't know for sure if I'm going to use Psyduck on my team, or Golduck, really, I should say. I don't know if I'm going to use Golduck on my team for the Suicune event, but for those of you that do have more main skill seeds, or maybe you have skill level up earlier on, this may actually be something worthwhile. Could be a significant investment. And also, if you're going to plan to do desserts like I am, cocoa and apples help a lot with that. Maybe not necessarily for certain ingredients, but cocoa and apples are very prevalent in the dessert recipes, so maybe that will actually help as well. And yeah, just something to think about. Maybe Golduck is going to be a good spot on your is going to have a good spot on your team. But I have rambled on enough about Golduck today. Did not expect to talk about Golduck this much, only because that one showed up in our sleep research. Again, still no Totodile, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. That said, that is going to be it for me today, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying my content. Most of you guys are subscribed, but there's still about 40% that aren't subscribed. And you may think you are subscribed. YouTube's pretty good about showing you my videos if you watch them every day, because it's like, hey, you clearly enjoy this stuff. You don't need to subscribe, we'll just show it to you anyway. But subscribing does really help the channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and join us in the Discord. I will have the link in the description, so go ahead and join us on the Discord. There's quite a few people there already. We've had a bunch of interesting chats about Pokemon Sleep and some other video games. So if you want to hang out with us, go ahead and join us in the Discord. And with that, that's going to be it for me today. So thank you. Y'all have a good night. And until next time, later, dudes.